So with the onset of winter, I figured this would be a great opportunity to test out the grips in cold weather. I've had both cameras, the 60 and the D600 out here on my back deck for a while now, I think over an hour. And as you can see on my Casios, it's 21.4 degrees Fahrenheit out here in the cold. And I also do have a laser thermometer that I could verify the temperature of these, of the grip end as well as the batteries with. The light on the floor is simply a freeze test I'm doing on that as well. So to get started, I'm going to test the MB-D14 grip, and just to get this fired up. It does come on, although this button here is really mushy right now. The joystick still works nicely. And as a matter of fact, this one's actually a little mushy right now. Not getting good tactile feedback, but the joystick's actually kind of come into its own in the cold weather, so maybe that's the key for you here. See, as you can see, it's behaving quite well. I'm going to go ahead and engage live view so that test out the shutter button. It would help if I remove the cap. No problems there. Okay, next up I'm going to test the aperture adjustment. So it seems like the lens, unfortunately, on my RX100 is kind of frozen up. It's not exactly focusing, but as you can see, the main dial, the aperture is still working just fine. And I'm going to actually switch this over to full manual. So see, shutter adjustment is just fine as well, so no issues there. I'm going to go ahead and do a lock in P mode. Alright, this has got a reading of 100. I'm going to go ahead and get an exposure lock, block it up. So you can see that auto exposure lock button still does work. So go ahead and let it go. Alright. I do apologize for the focusing issues because it seems like the autofocus on the RX100 has frozen up, so I do have to keep this at arm length. But bottom line is that so far the grip has functioned flawlessly in this weather. Just want to test the lockout, although I can't feel my fingers anymore. Okay, so with the lockout button, so as you can see, yeah, none of these buttons are working now. Wait, sorry. Go back into full manual. See the command dials, they're not working anymore. So the lockout does work. So I unfortunately can't outdo you guys living in North Dakota or perhaps Russia somewhere with your negative 65 degrees, but this is pretty decently cold for us folks here in the Northeast New York, New Jersey area. Next up, I'm just going to test that the 6AA batteries do work, because as you know, in the cold, metal contracts and we want to make sure that these prongs do have good contact so you don't have any issues. Engage live view. So as you can see, yep, 6AA batteries are working. Okay, so that's a good sign. So I just came in from outdoors, and while the batteries have had a chance to warm up a little bit, as you can see, it's still reasonably cold. And the main thing I didn't get a chance to test outside was because my hands were literally frozen and I couldn't really move them much. I did want to check out the plastics on here because I was concerned that depending on the type of plastic this is, that it would be pretty brittle. But as you can see, no issues. It comes in and out. And sorry, my tripod's downstairs because I'm still filming a test outside. There's no issues or breakage or any problems like that with getting this installed. Sorry, my hands are just still frozen pretty bad. So, and as you can see, the plastic holds up well. There is no flexing or white bends here, which would indicate that it's about to break or whatnot. So Overall, like I said, very, very good quality, all things considering, especially for the price.